As we're getting into sports, BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. You think you know your stuff? Get into the winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor pool for the upcoming season. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get a game of blackjack or poker run by with one of our over 150 slot games they have. Head to the website today and use promo code BLEAV, that's BLEAV, and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here. Code BLEAV, capital BLEAV. Joe Matt from Brooklyn, New York. What's up, crew? My question's for Konnan, D.I., and Joe. AEW just asked their fans to spend $100 on 2 pay-per-views less than a month apart. Do you think it has an impact on the declining TV viewership? You can watch every WWE pay-per-view on Peacock for an entire year and it costs less than AEW's last 2 pay-per-views. Is that true, by the way? I don't think that's accurate.
What?
How much is Peacock?
$9.99, but then I think there's $14.99 without ads, something like that.
Yeah, that's more than $100. So this is misinformation 1 week.
How is that more than $100?
12 times $9.99 is over 100. So at least almost $120.
No, but I think theirs is 100 for one. Is
for
what
2. Well, that's what he's
2.
saying. It says to spend $100 on 2 pay-per-views. Listen, how much are the pay-per-views
for AEW? $49.95.
Yeah, so the $100 for 2 pay-per-views in less than a month.
Right.
That's
for
less.
2 in Peacock would be
one. No, he says you can watch every pay-per-view an entire year, and it would cost less than the last 2 pay-per-views. So that's inaccurate. So there's 1 week for Joe Matt. With the company moving to monthly pay-per-views and everyone trying to stretch a dollar, I can see fans bailing on the TV product because they can't afford to see the payoffs on storylines.
There's a variety of reasons why people would stop watching AEW. It doesn't necessarily. I mean, cost, of course, 2 pay-per-views in a month. I mean, seriously? I mean, aside from your single dude wrestling fan, if you're a guy with a family and kids, you have all these other expenses a month. Who has the extra $50 to watch?
Bro, you've got a lot of guys that do not have family or incels, and they obviously have a fan base that's willing to pay $50, to watch it because they usually do good numbers on their pay-per-views because for some reason their pay-per-views are better than their TV shows, except they're super long. That's why I don't even like to review them. Was that all he asked?
That's it. Do you think the TV viewership is hurting because of that? Because the pay-per-views are so expensive? I think the TV is just hurting because the product is
not that good.
Yeah.
The last report on pay-per-view buys, just to slide this in there real quick, was the AEW Dynasty pay-per-view. Looks like it did 100 to 108,000 buys, but it's also down 41% from Revolution and 28% from World's End. A few months prior. So they were going down as of the spring. I don't have anything for the recent ones yet, though.
Hey, K100 crew, Tad from H-Town. Subject is metrics and ratings. Hey, guys. Every week, not just you guys, but the majority of wrestling podcasts speak on the ratings for AEW. I wonder how this metric works. When you see the number is 69,000, etc., when does DVR streaming numbers and social media engagement come into play? As an example, WWE gets millions of views weekly on social media, but most viewers on Raw or SmackDown is 1.5 million to 2.5 million. Can this have an effect with the new rights deal for AEW?
Let me answer that first. I think that guy's right because we never take into account, digital, and maybe your boy Thurston Howell can get him, Joe, but because we in AAA, we've already come to the point because dealing with our TV network has been very, very, very difficult. Number one, we can't get ratings from them. Number 2, they don't like, according to them, that when you show in-rings and vignettes, the ratings go down. So they don't like to film that. And we've come to the point where our digital has more viewership than TV because that's how this generation views content. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they do have good digital numbers. Maybe it would be good for you to get them, Joe, or compare them with WWE. And
we already did this.
Oh, we did this?
Remember
I don't remember.
The WWE is doing like 10 times the social media views than AEW is.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you look at like top YouTube,
now, are they doing bigger digital numbers than their TV ratings?
WWE? Oh yeah.
No, AEW.
It's actually some are less I would say less, because if they're getting 700,000 a week, if you look at a lot of their YouTube clips or whatever, they're not breaking that. Some of them break 1 million and stuff, but I don't think it's regular. It's not
Because we have Disco, just so you know, we have like our digital numbers are bigger than our TV numbers, right? So right now we're just putting everything on digital, and TVs are like our secondary. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is like another rant that Vince has been on, because he keeps talking, like, Vince is clueless, all right?
Right.
He keeps talking about the TV ratings.
Right.
Okay, so this is, and the one thing he can't explain, but I think it's a very logical and simplistic explanation, okay, is that back in the Attitude Era, the late the 90s, what was the only way to consume the show?
TV.
VCR recording, right? Or replay.
Right.
Okay, so very simple. Okay. But all of a sudden, there's, over the past 25 years, we've developed new ways for the eyes to connect to the product. Social media, YouTube, Twitter, but it's just more chances for the viewer, for a fan that doesn't want to bother to watch the product on TV, to engage with the product through your lens, like of the phone or the computer. Correct?
Right.
Pretty simplistic, right? Vince still can't understand that. He's like, well, you're trying to tell me the TV. I'm like, dude, that's how people consume the show. I go, explain to me why they're selling out then. Obviously, enough of people are viewing their storylines through media, whether it be television or social media, that they're engaged enough to go to the shows when they come in town, and to go to the PLEs and stuff. I'm like, this is such a simplistic concept. AEW does not do a good job of that, and they're lagging in viewership. Period. Like, so. I mean, the reason...
Even if they did a good job, I always say this, even if there was no WWE, AEW would still be number 2. Nothing.
Let me give you a numbers example, because you asked if they were outperforming the TV ratings with, say, YouTube and stuff. So last week's show did, 660, or what the hell was it?
Right, 660, something like that.
660, yeah. Okay. And
Can you believe that?
And the top YouTube clips from that show was 225,000 for Hangman burning the house down, and then 117 for Moxley and Shafir, 175 for MJF and Daniel Garcia. Yeah. So their YouTubes are doing about a third of their Dynamite rating.
Right, and WWE sometimes, often the YouTube views are doing 5 times the show.
Right, like when Roman came back.
Yeah, so it's like,
when Rhea came back. Yeah.
This is just common sense. There's other ways than sitting in front of your television from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock or 11, whatever it is, during that time period to consume the product. It's scripted television. Okay, you're not watching a live sporting event. It's like there's storylines and stuff and things, so you can hear about the show and go back and watch the stuff that you wanted to see.
Plus, a lot of people consume their thing via clips. Right. So, they're on their phone, they're at the airport, they're looking at clips of the show, they're, exercising. Like, they don't have a lot of time to watch the whole thing, And
Vince is so dumb, okay? That he's tried, he did a clip the other day, guys. You tried to tell me that's not indicative. I'm like, dude, they're selling out. Obviously, enough of people are watching this through whatever engagement that their numbers are. When you're doing great numbers, and to sit there and look like your television numbers aren't that great. It's like, okay, yeah, but obviously people like the way they're producing their other content. Like they're putting out good YouTube clips that fill you in enough of the storylines throughout the week.
Bro, how can you argue? How can you argue with the fact? Yeah, there's a lot of things. The one thing that we did better back in the day compared to now is everything we did was a little bit more logical, and we paid attention to detail, right? In general.
Right.
WWE still does a good job of that compared to AEW. But at the end of the day, how can you in any way criticize a product who's doing monster numbers, breaking gate records every time they go out there, who you've got Pat McAfee and
Joe Tessitore, the guy now, the new announcer from ESPN.
What's the guy? Logan Paul. Yeah. Bad Bunny. They're they're mentioned on ESPN. They give belts to every team when they win a championship. Bro, they're mainstream again.
Yeah.
And AEW isn't.
Right.
It's like the
I know he doesn't defend them, but how can you in any way criticize?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't watch AEW.
Okay,
I'm like, dude,
but how can you criticize WWE?
Because he just loves to criticize WWE.
I almost feel that
his shtick is literally he's doing the exact same thing that his critics did to him.
Right.
He's just doing it to their product now with the exact same tropes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so dumb.
Yeah.
And he can't understand. I don't know what's so difficult to understand. Maybe because he's older and he doesn't watch a lot of YouTube clips, or just like he had Derb. I had to explain to him that dude, like, why do you have all these YouTube subscribers if you got no views?
Right.
He wasn't even paying attention to that, right? And then all of a sudden he put Durbin on it, like they're increasing their YouTube vids. Bro, he has no clue how the social media works. It works towards fan engagement. It's like he just can't understand that, like, a guy like me won't watch the show, but I watched everything else, all the YouTube, and I'm caught up on every single storyline. I know exactly what's going on.
Right.
Well, that's all you need for episodic storytelling, is to keep your viewers up to date on the storylines so they can engage in the product very easily. And it's very difficult. It's very difficult.
Do you almost feel like he's going through the motions because he's got a fan base and he can get paid, but he doesn't really have a lot of product knowledge or doesn't.
Correct.
And the business has passed him by.
He's ignoring basic metrics like that are just painfully obvious.
Right.
Very, very easy. Okay. You watch the WWE, like we watch the show, and but maybe because he watches it every week. He watches Raw all 3 hours. He doesn't watch SmackDown, right?
Right.
And so I said, bro, what, you watch the show. You know why he watches a show like Meltzer and Alvarez do, like the dirt sheet guys, where they watch it from start to finish. They don't turn it off. They don't change the channel because Vince gets paid to watch the show, right? So you've got you're ignoring the fact that, hey, I missed the show last week, or I just caught a couple YouTube clips, and like this week I missed it again, and I got caught up on the YouTube clips, and then when I watched the show this week, the packages filled me in on everything what was going on before the matches started. I never lost. I didn't watch the show, but I never lost one bit of the content of the show. Like they carried
continuity.
The continuity. Okay, and they're doing an excellent job of that, and AEW doesn't even do that.
Right.
And they're wondering why. You're wondering, okay, like that's why your numbers are not good.
Yeah, one of the reasons.
People are missing the show, okay, because the content's not bad. They're coming back to watch the show,
and there's no recap.
And you're not treating them like they've been a previous fan that haven't watched it for a few weeks. Hey, let us fill you in on what's going on. They're not even doing that. And bro, I think that just by speaking about this right now, just what I told you, I think that's why that's probably the main reason why year over year they're losing fans, is because fans are disenfranchised from the product, and you're not making it easy for them to engage in it, and you're just completely losing them, period, over the course of time. And it's like, if you don't change that, if you don't start investing into recapping video, packages and stuff, everything, you're going to just gradually bleed your fans off. And that makes perfect sense. Is there anything that I said that you could argue with? Is probably
no,
not true?
I wouldn't say that's the main reason, but that's one of the many reasons,
right.
And all reasons that could be fixed.
Right.
And it's frustrating that they don't.
Right.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.